Welcome to my pandemic vlog today, family. It's April the 1st. I don't know what pandemic day vlog we're on right now, but I do want to come with a special message. Y'all thought them kids was going back to school, huh? April Fools! What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Eve. This is a special April Fool's Day pandemic vlog. What's today? What day is it? I don't know. I ain't even gonna count the days right now. I don't know. But yeah, so as y'all know, we live in the state of Arizona in the United States. And yesterday, either yesterday or the day before, I think yesterday, the state governor and the superintendent of schools announced that they are closing schools for the rest of the school year. So, all the parents who have been getting eaten out of house and home by these kids, and you thought that in 2 weeks you're going to be able to send them little urchins back to somebody else. April Fools. Got him. And welcome to Team Homeschool. So this is an interesting school year for us. So we have been homeschooling our son Miles, or we had been homeschooling him from, I'm sorry, y'all, I can't get comfortable in this bed. I had a proper amount of pillows back here. But we have been homeschooling him from 4th grade to 7th grade. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's better. Jeez. You got to sit up when you do these videos, because otherwise it look like I ain't got no neck. But I have a neck. Like, I got a neck, I got a chin, I got cheekbones, family. Okay? I'm a little bit chubby. Okay? But when I lay straight down, like, I look like a fat girl. I look like Rick Ross. But I'm not a fat girl. I'm just a little chubby. Anyway, back on topic. We were homeschooling him for 4th grade to 7th grade. Because schools in Arizona suck. Like, Arizona public schools are like, I think we're like 48th in the nation or some dumb shit. Like, we're like under Alabama when it comes to under Alabama, family. We are under Alabama when it comes to educational excellence. So, we homeschooled him. But this year we decided, okay, it's his 8th grade year. We kind of want him to have the opportunity to build some networks and some friends. And also for him to just experience having to work through the social network of school. You know, finding his friend group, being able to learn from other teachers, being able to stay out of trouble. This year has been a disaster. Like, all the way around the board, it's been a disaster. So, it's very interesting. So now it's very interesting to me that schools are closed. We actually, when we put him in, the first school we went to was a charter school. And we typically get the same response whenever we talk about the fact that we homeschool is, oh yeah, you guys need to definitely put him back in regular school. Isn't he missing out on this and that? And what about, the social aspect? And is the education up to par? And blah, 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 right? So we put him in a charter school back in August. He was only in that school for a month, from like the end of August to beginning of October or something like that. He was in that school for like a month before the racist ass principal labeled my kid a bully with unsubstantiated claims from some other little Mexican kid that he was throwing rocks at him. My son's like, I don't even know this kid, and like, I'm not throwing rocks at him. And the kid doesn't even speak English. The information was going through a paraprofessional translator. The paraprofessional translator was um, following my son around and his friends around the playground, telling them that they're a problem. Like, it was like, and of course, there's like, what, 5 black kids in that school. So it was him and like 5 other little black boys that had linked up, and now they're a problem. Good. Okay, so went to the school, went to the principals, talking to them. I'm like, okay, well, let's call a meeting. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring the little boy in and let's bring in this teacher. I'd like to have a conversation with her to find out exactly why she's stating that my son is a problem and why she's following my son on the playground. Oh no, you can't do that. I'm sorry, wait, what? They said I could not talk to this teacher. I'm like, so these teachers and administrators have access to my child 6 hours a day while I'm not here, and I can't have a conversation with these individuals as to what claims they're making about my child's behavior. Well, we already talked to them and we believe them. So, oh, really? Okay. Okay. I'm like, that's not going to be sufficient for me. Like, and then the principal in that moment says, and I have this recorded, family. I have it recorded. The principal says, well, we can just call the police. Call the police on my black son for what? For disrespect, because he disrespected this teacher. First of all, we calling the police for disrespect right now? Since when? Oh, because he's a black boy. Now we calling the police for disrespect. We calling in the overseer to, okay. Second of all, what? Child, I was over it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really understand the point here. Like, there's no crime being committed. We're sitting in a parent-teacher conference in a principal's office. No one's yelling. Like, my son is clearly sitting over here minding his business, listening to the whole thing. I don't understand how the police get involved here. So he's like, yeah, we can just call the police and let them sort the whole thing out. You know what? I think we're done here. Fuck you and have a great day. And we pulled him out. So that was our first experience. So then, so that was in October, and I think it took us like a month. It took us a month or so to get him into the next school, which happened to be a public school. Put him in public school, and of course, I go in there, oh yeah, he's been homeschooled, blah, 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 blah. And of course, I get that same, yeah, I'm glad you brought him in, kind of like they're saving me. They're saving my son also from being homeschooled because, it's such a harsh environment and he really needs to have all these other things, and he needs to make sure that he can be, receiving an excellent education. In y'all D-level schools. Number 48 in the nation. Cha-ba! So anywho, but we put him in there because the other charter schools at that point in the year were full. So he couldn't get into any other charters. So he had to go to his zone public school. Child, I never thought that my son would go to a zone school. But by the grace of God, he actually did well in there. He was able to find his little tribe, link up. He did well with his teachers. Like, I just got information from his teachers because I emailed them yesterday. And they're like, he's a pleasure to be in our class. Like, we love him. He's an excellent student. Of course he is. Like, we've been molding him since 4th grade ourselves to be an excellent student. I expect nothing less. He got A's and B's in all his classes, of course. But anyway, so back to Governor Doug Ducey announcing that schools are closed. So after y'all done made this whole hubbub about how, we need to have our kids in these schools so they can receive an excellent education, blah, 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 they send out some communication, letting us know, hey, like, unfortunately, schools are going to be closed for the rest of the year. Here's some links, to some resources. And here's also some information about, how to set up, learning for your child at home. Basically, here's how to homeschool your kids. And all the links that they provided, It's the same links that we've been using, fam, since fourth grade. They did provide a couple extras though, so I'm gonna take a look at them. I appreciate them for the extra resources. But the majority, the bulk of them, I'm like, but anyway, so for the rest of y'all who have never homeschooled a child, welcome to Team Homeschool. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to assist. If you're in the Phoenix area and you want to join the Pan-African Homeschoolers Alliance that I set up on Facebook, it's a group of us in there, Black homeschoolers that, we got some resources in there that we share from time to time. We had not been as active recently. However, I think this is going to jumpstart the group again. So if you want to join the group, hit me up. We'd be happy to add you to the group so that we can organically grow this, I guess. I don't know what's going to happen for next year. I don't know if they're going to be on some bullshit like, oh yeah, now we got this coronavirus vaccine and your kids all have to get the vaccine before they return to school. If they do that, I guess we're going to be team homeschool for life because we're anti-vaxxers. You're not shooting my son up with nothing that you just patented and got, the approval for. What they got the approval for it in November of 2019. You're not shooting my kid up. No thanks. We'll pass. So we will be team homeschool for life. So anyway, if y'all thought y'all was going to be sending them kids back, if y'all thought that y'all was actually going to be able to have somebody else teach y'all kids, if y'all thought that food in the refrigerator was about to last extra weeks, April Fools. Have a great day, guys. Be intentional about what you're doing with y'all kids in this season. Link up with like-minded people. Create some co-ops. Holla at me if you want to get in the Pan-African Homeschoolers group so we can create co-ops in there if you want to do that. Maybe we create some, summer enrichment experiences amongst ourselves for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind teaching the kids sewing classes this year. I can teach them canning. I can teach them, I don't know, a number of just huswiffery type things. Look that up, huswiffery. But yeah, so I don't mind doing some classes. If y'all can do some classes, if somebody can do, guitar, if somebody can teach coding, if somebody can teach art, like, let's link up and do some small groups, maybe groups of 10 or something like that, according to the CDC recommendations, of course. If I could roll my eyes all the way around my head, child, I would. But anywho, let's link up. Like, hit my email or something. Y'all got my email address? I'm Eve_Clark@ymail.com. Hit my email address and let's talk about some things because obviously we're gonna have to work this out together. The government is doing other things right now. They on their own agenda. And while they doing what they doing, we need to be doing what we doing. All right?